whoa, just whoa, whoa. I wasn't expecting anything of what happens in this one. I do love this one, like 5 stars over 5 stars. For me, like a real keeper. I did love everything that happens in this book. But first of all, let me show this amazing edition. I love it. I love the front paper. Hold a second, please. I love the end paper. I love the embossing on the cover and on the back. And also, I love that we have like this poster thingy. I think that Ace is doing such an amazing work with these books, and I have been trying to search for information about whether or not they're going to do more Dune books in this fashion, because now I want every single one of them to look like this. Yeah, and also you have like, yeah, and I did love this one. I was a bit scared because there's people who say that this one is horrible, and when it was published, it got lots of backlash, which I don't get. I mean, for me, it was amazing, and I did love to have all this introspection going on and being able to be inside of Paul Atreides, Muad'Dib's head, and also getting to know more about his sister, and being also able to see the world through her eyes and to get to know her as her own persona, because in the first book she was like this child who's really, really wise beyond her years, but here we get to know more sides of her, and she's a character that I come to love, because I love the fact that there's lots of very interesting things in this book, but about Alia, I love the fact that she just wants to be normal. She doesn't want to be thrown into this equation. She wants to be a normal person. She wants to be able to cry. She wants to be able to walk onto the street without being recognized. She doesn't want to be part of this Muad'Dib folklore. And I say that about the first book, about how Frank Herbert's way of writing these books made them like, I could believe that this has been written this year. I think the language, the way in which it's written, the way in which it brings forth topics, I think it has aged very well. It hasn't even aged, so to speak. It's very real, and I think all the things that he writes about, it's been almost 100 years, and it feels like, as I say, it could have been written today. And I mean, it doesn't feel outdated, it doesn't feel out of place, it feels very real, and it treats topics that I think that are very prevalent today. So, on one side, his books have aged very well, and on the other hand, we are still stumbling upon the same stones, which I think it's not so good. But anyway, what we are going to find here, we are going to reunite again with the Atreides. And Paul wants to kind of break apart from his Muad'Dib persona. He doesn't want to keep on doing this jihad. He doesn't want to be the persona who everyone treats like a god. He doesn't want to be the one to bring war and destruction and having people die on both sides. He wants, to kind of escape this mythos that surrounds him, but he doesn't see how. I think that he believes that he can't, that it's a role that's been laid upon him and that he has to fulfill it, even though the stakes are quite high in this one. And I think there comes moments in this book in which he comes more demented, more the machine than the person. And I think that his role as Muad'Dib, as the Messiah, is really kind of messing with his humanity. He has to be detached of things, people he loves, situations, places, because he has this ability. He's always seeing the future. He's always seeing with the prescience. He's always seeing how things can evolve, different paths, different outcomes. And I think that he's kind of growing detached, even to himself. He's detached of himself, and he's also the only one who can stop himself. It's like he himself is like this barrier that's stopping him from knowing himself and being who he can be, because he is weighed down by all these expectations of who he really is as Muad'Dib, as the Messiah. And he knows that the people are beginning to question him and want to kind of obliterate him and what he represents. And I'm not going to say any more about it. And also, as I was saying, we're going to find Alia, and I think that she's an amazing character. I love who she is in this book, and I love the different things that she represents, like the Reverend Mother, but also I love that she's called Witch, because she has abilities that no other woman, well, Reverend Mothers and Genevieve have, but you know what I mean. I think that she also is this other persona, and she has to wear like this mask. She is who she is, but I think that she wants to be something else, and it's very amazing to see how she evolves. Also, there's moments in which I cringe a bit, because she has become this amazing woman, and I hate when she's called the Virgin Harlot. And there was a very cringy moment with Paul seeing her naked and feel himself attracted to her, and was like, what? Yeah, that was kind of creepy and maybe unnecessary, because there's this idea of them. I'm not saying much more about it, but it really, I feel, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Also, one thing that I found very interesting in this one is that we have the Gola. And the Gola are these clones. You have people who have died. And there is this race that are able to clone them. And I love this idea that you have the same body, the same image, the same looks that they had, but the persona who they were, it's no longer there. Or is it? I think cloning is something that sometimes when you are desperate, you think about, maybe I will be able to clone this person or this beloved pet. But then you think that you will only have the body, but not the inside, because the experiences, the memories, and the things that has happened to that persona, to that, that made them. If you clone them, if you aren't able to bring the brain and the memories and everything onto this new clone, you lose. You have like this perfect image, but it's not the same person that was there. And it's like if you have twins, identical twins, and you separate them from birth, they're going to evolve to be different persona. But also there's stories about twins being separated from birth that married a woman with the same name, had the same number of kids, had the same car, had the same house, had the same... So yeah, I also think that's very interesting, this idea that's going to be presented in this book about whether or not this Gula, this clone, it's going to be able to remember who he was previously. And how, in the case, it could be able to remember how it will be brought about. What is going to be a turning point in which, something that's cloned from cellulars and things like that is able or not to remember previous life. So this is something that I really, really, really love. Also, I love here that we are going to see the results of the jihad that Paul Atreides did in the first book. And having people having win and people having lost, and being able to see like both sides of a war where people, Fremen are, for instance, are happy with what happened. And we also have Fremen who have lost people they love or lost bodily functions for this world. And yeah, I mean, I think this book treats lots of things like ecology again, colonization, war, the impact that war has on the brain of people and the way of functioning, about who you are as a persona, and how do you react to this idea of religion controlling politics, or politics controlling religion, of they too be married, politics and religion, and how people use and abuse power, and how it's different to believe something and to learn about something and about being indoctrinated, to being your own person and able to decide things about how you're evolving from living in the desert and now you're living in a city and how it can affect you as a person and the people surrounding you. I mean, there is a shitload of things that are very important in this book, and there's plot twists that I wasn't expecting, and I ended the book being like, what? Seriously, it's amazing. Yeah, I jumped late into the Dune train, but I'm so glad that I did, because I'm loving every one of these books. This one so far, it's my favorite. The first one I did love too, but this one is like top notch for me, and I did love all these thoughts and all these things that we're going to be finding about this on this one. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you have read these books, or if you know if Ace is going to make more deluxe editions of this series, so let me know, please. Thank you for watching. Bye.